Good evening, gentlemen. Joe Hussel is back to make another video. Today, you might notice in the background is nighttime, and I've done this on purpose because this video is not about winning and the victories of day game and dating. It's more about the losses and the pain, suffering, and the times when you just want to cry in your bed to sleep. Excuse me. So, I'm assuming if you're watching this video right now that you either want to prevent a situation or it's already happened to you, that you met a girl, you guys went on a date, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, you slept with that girl, she was amazing, and suddenly she ghosted you, which means she basically stopped returning your calls, stopped returning your text messages. Actually, I'm gonna cross the street here. So you might be wondering, Joseph, like, what happened? Can you explain to me, like, what's going through this girl's mind that could possibly explain this kind of a behavior? Now, there are many reasons why she might have been flaky after you have slept with her, but let's analyze the situation from a certain perspective, which is basically, if you imagine going to the movie theater, you get all excited because first you see a trailer of a movie, and then it intrigues you to wanna watch the actual thing. So I like to think of it similarly to a day game, where when you make the approach, it's like 5-10 minutes, you make a trailer of your personality, so she gets a glimpse of that. But once you're on the date, it's like she's watching the movie. And every movie has characters, a situation, a conflict, and a resolution. Basically, the big grand conflict of any interaction with a woman you will find is that you want to sleep with her, but she's giving you resistance. That's the overall theme. And until she sleeps with you, the conflict exists, and it's like having a conflict in the movie, which makes it more interesting and gets you more excited to keep watching it. Especially if it's like a soap opera, where you have one episode, second episode, you wouldn't be watching the next episode, and you definitely wouldn't be excited to see the next episode if a conflict was resolved and no new conflict was introduced. Now you might be asking, well, Joe Hussel, should I then introduce a new conflict into my relationship with a girl after I've had sex with her? This is debatable. I wouldn't purposely introduce a conflict, but I would say if you're a day gamer like me, that is a conflict in itself. So maybe give her glimpses of the fact that you are a player, but don't disclose all the information, so she has to keep guessing and keep figuring you out. There's a saying by a dating coach named Bobby Rio that once she's figured you out, she has you and you will never have her. I can see how that makes sense because too many guys, especially if we lay a girl who has more value than we do, right? Like a 9 or a 10. Then our tendency is to get needy. Now, I've had other players who are friends of mine who became needy after sex with a hot girl, so they start texting them or they start making plans with her, like very boyfriendy stuff. For example, oh, we will go fishing, we will go to the mountains, and that kind of screams neediness to the girl, because she starts to realize that, well, he probably doesn't get laid that often, so of course he's needy. The way I did it was quite the opposite, but with the same effect. where I started acting cool, like very, very cool, waiting 3 days until I would text a girl after sex. And I think what that did is that made me look even more needy, if that makes sense. So definitely neediness is a killer, and any form of it can totally kill the interaction. But the real thing to debate is if the fact that she sleeps with you, it means the conflict is resolved, which I would say it is. I don't have enough players in my social circle who would have tried this out, like introducing the new conflicts and flakiness after sex, because it's quite unusual, we find. It goes against the woman's biology. But if it's happened to you, I feel you, because the same thing has happened to me twice now. And it always stemmed from me either being too needy or acting too cool, and she smelled that I wasn't really being real with her. So the good news is there is recovery from it, but don't expect that the girl will come back to you right away, especially if you've shown any sign of a neediness. Now take a huge step back, get new leads, at least like, I don't know, 5-6 new leads until you text her again. And ideally you want to keep dating and approaching girls, because the worst pitfall to fall into right now is to basically have this one woman as your target, and then you don't see other girls. It's called the one-itis, basically, where you think that, oh, this woman is the perfect girl for me, there are no other perfect girls or no other soulmates, so I better keep chasing her. And that's the worst, because it will only keep pushing her away. So wherever you are, take a big step back, and I would give it maybe a month, maybe 2, until you reinitiate contact, ideally. And if she reinitiates after she has flaked, then also wait. Don't just be so eager to just reply immediately the text message comes in, and stop whatever plans you were having at the moment. I hope this video helped you. If you keep enjoying my videos and you like the content, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. If you've had an experience like this, you can share it here. Hopefully your channel name isn't your real name, so we can remain anonymous. And I hope to make soon videos again in the future. So good night, and I'll talk to you guys soon.